Let me see here how we can work this. If I can just find a place to exit, I'll be able to get through this here. A strong east wind. As I was trying to find something to say, I was getting nervous because I couldn't come up with nothing. And I told somebody, I can't preach the same thing to anywhere because the people have heard it already. So I said, God, you gotta give me something to say because folks, if I preach the same thing, they'll be like, oh, he ain't got no word for God. I heard this before. Not like you ask God for the same thing more than once. But the preacher has something to say. So I said, God, say something new. That's what he said. 21st verse. He said, look at the strong east wind. I began to study this and I feel all right. Well, I feel so good. I feel all right. The strong east wind. What is this strong east wind? Well, I begin to look at it, and we try to be deep. I want to be deep, so I want to put my deep clothes on. So, put a black suit, be deep. Let me be deep real quick. And so here, what happens in this strong east wind? I begin to look here at the Greek and the Hebrew. It was strong. So I was over at someone's house, and they had a library full of good stuff, so I could look at it. And so I can be all right tonight. And the strong east wind, it has a purpose and there's a reason behind it. In this time, the strong east wind would come 3 times a year. And there they lived in the desert. And what would happen is this strong east wind would come and cause sandstorms. And this strong east wind would cause the temperature to rise to smoldering degrees of 150 degrees. And so when this happened, what they would do is they would close down shop. They would tell everybody, you gotta go in. You gotta go in and sit down somewhere. Why? Because a Scirocco was coming. Oh, what is this Scirocco? It was the strong east wind that would come 3 times a year. And when this strong east wind came, everybody would just get quiet. Go in the house and shut down the blinds and say, go on, be quiet for a couple of days. It's what we would call like a tsunami or what we would call a hurricane. It was something serious. And so the Bible says they would go through these 3 times a year, and they would just wait because the wind would come and it would begin to blow so profusely that they could not see their own hand because the wind was blowing so hard.